All right, welcome to our webinar for today. Our webinar is titled there's our bell, Engaging Lessons with Wakelet. So first, let me introduce myself. I am Joni Harris. I am the librarian at Austin Academy, and I'm also the I3 over here at Austin Academy. You can follow me on Twitter. And if you have any questions about Wakelet after today, after watching the webinar, you can put it in the chat. But also if you're watching later, because this will be recorded, if you're watching later, feel free to email me if you have any questions about Wakelet. I am a Wakelet ambassador. That does not mean that I sell Wakelet. Wakelet is a free platform. That just means that I've used Wakelet enough and I passed the test and turned in some things to get my awesome little badge. So anyway, if you have questions after today's webinar, feel free to contact me, reach out to me, and I'll be happy to answer any of those. All right, so let's get into our material. Okay, so Wakelet. What is Wakelet? Well, Wakelet is a free platform. It's completely free. There is no freemium. There's no add-ons. It is completely free. It allows you and your students to save and organize and share content from all over across the web. You can share websites, you can share Google documents, videos, images, you name it. You can save it on Wakelet and share it out and present it and organize it. Think of Pinterest, but in a more educational setting. And I think it's more organized than Pinterest. So again, Wakelet is completely free to use for educators and students. They do not charge anything. There's not an upgrade. You get everything for free. Wakelet is unlimited. There are no limits on the number of collections. You can add as many as you want, and there are no limits on the number of collaborators that you can invite. And I will show you all of this in a little bit. You don't have to, once you reach 15, you don't have to pay to get extra. And it is completely safe. It does meet COPA compliance so that our students can use it. They cannot create their own account unless they're 13 and up, but you can have a classroom. But even our younger learners, the littles, can add to a Wakelet that you create by logging in with their Google account, and it is completely COPA compliant. Okay, and we'll go over all of that in a little bit, how you can allow students to use it. Okay, but first let's talk about how it can be helpful for you in your profession and also in your personal life. So again, you can save anything. You can save articles, videos, blog posts. You can even save tweets. If you're on Twitter and you find if you're following a hashtag, you can save those tweets into a Wakelet. You can save documents, podcasts. You can literally bookmark anything that you find just in 2 clicks. And I will show you those 2 clicks. Okay. All right, let's move on. Okay, so Wakelet. First, I'm going to really focus on how Wakelet can be used for you. How can you use it to organize your classroom, your lessons, and also, you may use it for your personal life. So one way that you can use it is to just organize and curate things. So here's an example of an organized, curated collection. This is over Ireland, some geography resources. So what they have done here, you can see, and I'll show you all this in a minute. You can add your picture at the top, and then you add your images, photographs, anything that you want that has to do with that topic. And you can share it out, okay? So you can add images of your travels, or if your class is studying a certain part of the world, you can add images and articles to that collection and then share with them. And they have everything that they need right there in one place. That's the beauty of Wakelet. Everything that the students need or that you need is all in one place in one collection. Another great thing that you can do in Wakelet is you can collaborate with others. And I'll show you this in a little bit. You can invite others to collaborate with you. So this is just an example. Let's say that you're planning a trip for your family and you want to add the other people. You're bringing your mom and your dad and your husband and your grown kids. You're going to add them to your collection, and they can add their ideas. Where do they want to eat? What do they want to do? So Wakelet can also be something that you might use in your personal life. And another good thing about Wakelet is that you can present it and you can share with a link, or you can embed it into Canvas. So let's say that you have created some resources over ancient Egypt, and your 8th graders need these resources to do their research. You can embed this into Canvas, and they don't even have to leave Canvas. Or you can give them the link and they can visit the Wakelet. Okay, so we're going to hop over into Wakelet and we're going to look there for a minute. Okay, make sure it switched. Everybody's good? Okay, so this is Wakelet. The website is wakelet.com. Okay. If you have never used it before, you're going to sign up, and you're going to sign up with the easiest way is to use your Google account. Okay, I have signed up, so now I'm going to log in. And I signed up with my Google account, which I suggest that you do if you're going to be using it for your classroom. So I'm going to continue with Google. Okay, so here are the different collections that I've created. Some of these are that I'm sharing with students, and some of these are resources that I have created. So for example, we'll look at this one, the Avid College Research. This is one that I shared with students. Avid classes were doing research over the different colleges. So I've added my image up here, the instructions, and then these are resources that they needed to do their research. And I just embedded this into Canvas. So after you've created your Wakelet, you come up here to share, turn on allow sharing. You can copy the link to share with them, or these two little triangles right here, that means an embed code. So I'm going to click on this, and you can change it up a little bit, if you want a border or no, things like that. But you just copy this embed code. Then you can go over to your Canvas page and you can copy the embed code there. And voila, you have your Wakelet right there in Canvas. Or again, you can just copy this link and they will have it, and it will take them to it. This link up here is only viewing. We're going to talk about this in a little bit, but this link down here is if you want someone to collaborate on the collection with you. Okay. All right, so let's go back. I want to now show you, this is one that I use for my personal resources for my job. This is not one that I would share with students, but I would share it with another teacher. So we're an IB school, and I'm the librarian, and so I'm making book lists for the different IB learner profiles. And so as I find resources, other book lists that other people have created, I just add it right here. So see, you can use Wakelet to keep up with resources that you need to use or that you need to share with students. Okay, and so again, I shared this with our IB teachers, and so I let them add to it. So I copied this link and sent that to them, and then anyone with that link can add to the collection. Okay. To create a new Wakelet, let's go back. To create a new Wakelet, very simple. Always look for the plus sign is what I tell my students. If you're trying to add something or create something, look for the plus sign. So I'm going to create a collection. First, you want to give your collection a title. So let's say I3 webinar. Add a description. This is where on my on the Avid one that I share with my students, I put directions. And if it's something I'm sharing with the other science teachers, I would just put the description. This is where you put your text. But you can still add a text box down here. Any address that I find, so let's say that I found an address, and I'm actually just going to put this right here. Any web address that you have, just copy it. You notice I can add Google. I can add a text box. So I could add more information about something right here in a text box. You have your editing tools up here. You can add a header, bold, italics, all of that. Center it. You can even add a little, like you can make this word a link, things like that, okay? So you can add text boxes. I can add images. And this, I love this. This is new. You can design your image in Canva. If you don't use Canva to create images, you should start. Canva is amazing. So I can add my image straight from Canva. So this would have something I recently used. I can create my own. And it's taking a minute. Obviously, I would spend a little bit more time. But see, I can add an image straight from Canva. Bookmarks. So these are things that I already have bookmarked. I can add a PDF document. I can add a flip video. And it will take me to the camera. I can add a YouTube video. I can add something from my Google Drive. This is where I could add tweets. It's just unlimited. My favorite update is the design with Canva, though. You can add jiffies. The students like this. And then you can also choose from a million pictures in Unsplash if you want. So that's how you add things into Wakelet. Okay, super duper simple. There is a extension that you can also get. I don't use the extension as much because sometimes it's a little quirky. They still have some things to work out with the extension. So I would suggest just using this right here. Okay. To change the way, no, I want to edit. So there's different ways that you can make your Wakelet look. You can have the media, which is what it is, and it will just display the image over here and the description, okay? You can also make it compact. See, it made my picture a little small. You can make a grid view. This is probably one of my favorites, is the grid view. Mood board spreads it out and will fit it into the way that, like it would put a new one right down here. And then columns. So this, I like to do this if you have students adding to it, and I'll show you this when we talk about the student part. But you can add columns. You could add questions here, like tell me something about the character. And then in this column, you could say, give me a self-to-text connection kind of thing. And so you could have students adding to the column. So this is similar to Padlet, but Padlet went to that where you get a limited number. And now if you want more than that, those numbers of Padlets, you have to pay. Well, Wakelet is free. So now you can do those collaborative boards here in Wakelet. Okay. You can also add a cover image. You can design it in Canva or just choose from Unsplash. And there's so many. We're going to use this one. And then I can make it a full image or just a half of image. And I can even give it a background image, and you can choose your own, or you can add one. I will show you real quick. So the background image, when you have the columns in the mood board, it doesn't go all the way down, but if you use the grid view, it does go, it like the middle just moves up so you can see the background. A lot of teachers I know use this for their newsletters. So just something different from S'more sometimes. So this is another option that you could use for your newsletters. Okay. All right. Are we good so far? Because we're going to move on now to how we can use this with our students. And so I already showed you one of the collections. A lot of times we have students that have research. And so to get them started, obviously you want them to start looking things up on their own, but to get them started, you can curate the resources, or I'm going to put a little plug in here, shout out to our librarians. You can ask your librarian to help you curate resources, tell her or him what you are studying, and they can put you together resources that the students can use. They can also, so if they're 13 or up, they can create their own account. If they are under 13, you can create them a classroom, and they can make their own Wakelet collections. And as they're researching, they can add their resources to their Wakelet collection. And that way they have it all right there. Okay. Another way to use Wakelets with our students, hyperdocs. A hyperdoc is a digital lesson. If you have never seen one, you can, this is an example of one. So, and you would put the links here that you would have your students do, or you would give them the instructions. Well, just for a little, change up, you could create that hyperdoc, take that format and put it into a Wakelet collection. And it saves you from all the formatting, because Wakelet will just, it'll format it for you. And then you can embed that directly into Canvas. They don't ever have to leave Canvas. They have that Wakelet, the formatted, beautiful with images, the background, everything, and they have it right there in Canvas. I think I forgot to mention this. You have this this presentation. The link is right down here. And then if you want to tweet out about what you're learning today, please tag me and put hashtag GISD3. I'm so sorry I forgot to mention that. I bet you some of you figured that out because you saw it down there at the bottom. But yes, this is the link to this presentation, and it has the links in it that I've been using. So another way that you can use Wakelet with your students, choice boards. So choice boards give students different options, and they get to choose how they want to demonstrate their learning. So you can add those templates directly into the Wakelet choice boards. Here's some examples. So this is one that someone else already created. So the students can choose, and you would tell them, so right here in the instructions, it says pick 2 plus the starred item. So you could put your instructions here, and then there's the starred item. So they could pick 2 of these, plus they would have to do the starred item. So it's just another way of creating a choice board. If you're wanting them, so these are ways that they can demonstrate their learning. And this is from Ditch That Textbook, and the link is in that presentation I just gave you. So if you're wanting them to create, let's say you want them to create a game, well, you can link this template to the Wakelet in your instructions, and that way the students have it available. You can link anything into Wakelet, okay? So choice boards, that's another way that you can use Wakelet with your students. How-tos. This is really good for especially students that are absent and need to practice up on a skill that they may have missed in class. You can put together tutorial videos. Let's say that you're teaching fractions and you found some tutorial videos on YouTube, or maybe you even created some how-to videos. Maybe you recorded yourself working out some problems. You can curate those videos, add all of those YouTube videos to one Wakelet and share that with the students. Maybe they missed class, or maybe they just need an extra little help or a different way to learn it. Maybe they didn't catch on in class, so they need some extra tutorial videos. If you have those videos saved in a Wakelet collection, you can easily add that in Canvas for your absent students or those ones that need that extra tutorial. And another great tip, remember that you can share these Wakelets with other, I'm going to go to one of mine. You can share these Wakelets with other teachers. So let's say that you're creating math tutorial Wakelet collections and you want the whole math team to be able to add to it, or your second grade team to be able to add to it. Down here where it says collaboration, anyone can add. If you copy this link and give it to the other teachers, now those teachers can add to this Wakelet collection, and then you're collaborating as a team, putting together those tutorial videos and the how-to videos for your students. And then another way is to use Wakelet as a formative assessment. This one I found, and I think it's really fun. It's an exit ticket. You can make a copy of this. So this teacher, she created this exit ticket. She says, using the gifts below, choose the one that fits your learning best. So they would just click the like under which one. Either I get it, I sort of get it, but I have questions, or can we go over it a few more times? And so that way she would just get a big picture of how the class is doing. And this would be something good to embed into Canvas. That way they're not leaving that page, and they can click on the like button right there from Canvas. They don't even have to leave it. There are some other ideas right here that you can look through. I am running short on time, so I'm not going to go over all those, but you will have this link. And if you're watching this later, make sure that you go to this presentation, the bit.ly/Wakelet GISD, so that you can have all these links as well. If you have time right now, if you will, here's 2 articles on ways to use Wakelet in the classroom. This is kind of where I got started. I found a lot of my ideas in Ditch That Textbook. So this is an article. And then this is a teacher that I follow on Wakelet. She has a bunch of different collections that I found very useful, that I actually copy a lot of her collections and share with my students and my teachers. So this can get you started as well. And then I actually did this at Icon this summer, but I went ahead and kept it. And so if you want to look on this Wakelet here, these are some ideas that some of the other teachers that were at the Icon session over the summer that they added. And so if you will add some more, you will have a collection of different ideas. And then we can just hopefully make this get bigger and bigger and bigger and have ideas for Wakelet all across the board, K through 12. And these are some other useful resources. This is Wakelet on Twitter and Instagram and Facebook. On their YouTube page, they have a lot of short tutorial videos, like 5 to 10 minute videos showing you how to do different things. And then this is their support page. One other thing I want to show you real quick under classrooms. So if the student is 13 or over, they can create their own account, and they can create their own Wakelets. If they're under 13, even though it's COPA compliant and they can use Wakelet, they can't create their own account. But you can create a classroom right down here. And we use Skyward for ours, so it's actually under Clever. And it's going to ask you to log into ReadyHub. And then you can select your classroom. And I don't have very many students because I'm the librarian. I don't give grades, but yours would have all the different classes that you have in Skyward. So this would be my third period. So here we go. I'm going to create it. And so now, see, I have my classroom and it'll show my student. I only have one student. But that's how you would create your classroom so that your students would have it. And then it would show you would be able to keep up with their collection. So if you wanted them to create a collection, they would be able to do that through your classroom so that you're monitoring them. Okay. All right, I feel like I went very fast and furious, but I want to be very mindful of your time. I know that we all now have to get to our classes, but again, if you have any questions, please feel free, excuse me, email me, follow me on Twitter. I put a lot of ideas that I'm doing, but again, feel free to contact me, reach out, and I will be happy to answer any questions that you have, help you get started, help you create your classroom, help you create your very first collection. I hope this has been helpful. And if you do start using Wakelet, please reach out and let me know. Tag me on Twitter. I would love to know how you guys are using Wakelet in your classrooms and to help you get organized. All right. So I hope you have a great rest of your day, and thank you so much for joining us. And if you join us later, thank you so much for watching. Bye.